Did you know that in the last year alone, reports of paranormal activity have skyrocketed? People all over the world are catching some seriously creepy stuff on camera. I'm talking things that go bump in the night, shadow figures lurking in the background, even full-on alien encounters. Seriously, it's like something out of a horror movie, but it's real. In this video, we're diving deep into the most disturbing, most unexplained, and most downright terrifying inhuman encounters ever caught on camera. We're talking about the kind of stuff that'll make you want to sleep with the lights on. You know, if you even sleep after this. I was walking back from my friend's house, super late, cutting through the woods because, shortcuts. It was all quiet except for the crickets, and I kept hearing this weird rustling sound. At first I thought it was just an animal, but then it started getting closer. My heart was pounding and I kept looking over my shoulder, but I couldn't see anything, and then I saw it. It was tall and skinny with really long arms, and its eyes were glowing white orbs. I froze, I couldn't move, I couldn't scream. It just stood there watching me, and then it smiled. I snapped out of it and ran faster than I've ever run in my entire life, feeling it watching me the whole way. So this happened when I was 8 years old. We were at the park, playing by this big oak tree, and then we saw it. There was this bird like a robin sitting on a branch, and we were all watching it. And then, right before our eyes, it started to change. Its feathers disappeared, and its beak shrunk back into its face. It stood up, and it was a woman in a long white dress with a creepy smile. We freaked out and ran to get our parents, but when we came back, she was gone. They didn't believe us, but I know what I saw. This one is about my grandparents. One night, they were driving home on a deserted road when a bright light appeared in the sky above their car. My grandma freaked out and told my grandpa to pull over. The light got closer, filling the entire windshield, and then everything went black. They woke up in their car on the side of the road. The engine was dead, the headlights were out, and their dog was gone. They felt like hours had passed, but their watches were all messed up. My grandpa wouldn't talk about it, but my grandma swore they had been abducted by aliens. To this day, she stands by her story. Chapter 4. It was made of shapes, and then people died. It happened a few years ago. I was driving home from a camping trip with friends. It was late, like 3 in the morning, and we were driving through a dense forest. We were all tired and kind of delirious, and then we saw it. This thing standing in the middle of the road made entirely of geometric shapes. It didn't have a face, but I could feel it watching us. We slammed on the brakes and the car swerved. I remember screaming, and then everything went white. I woke up in the hospital and they told me we'd crashed. My friends didn't make it. The police said it was just an animal in the road, but I know what I saw. That thing wasn't an animal, it was something else, something evil. Chapter 5. The mummy on the bed. It moved. This happened to my cousin, who does not scare easily. She was staying at an old creepy house-sitting for a friend. The first night she woke up feeling like she was being watched. At the foot of the bed was a figure wrapped in old, dirty bandages, like a mummy. She thought it was a dream and tried to go back to sleep, but then she felt it again. The next morning she saw it again, but this time it was closer. It was like it moved closer to her while she was sleeping. Chapter 6. He was dressed for World War II, but it wasn't a costume. This is a story my dad used to tell us. When he was a little boy, he woke up to a strange noise coming from downstairs. He crept out of bed and saw a man in a full military uniform, like from World War II, standing in the living room, staring out the window. My dad watched for a minute, then ran back to his room and hid under the covers. His parents didn't believe him, but they searched the house and found nothing. The police and military police couldn't explain it either. To this day, my dad swears he saw a ghost soldier that night. Chapter 7. It wasn't a bear, it was something humanoid, covered in hair. This happened to me and my best friend when we were teenagers. We were hiking in the woods, and it was getting late. We decided to take a shortcut back to the trailhead. It was getting dark and the woods were thick. Then we heard a low growl from the trees ahead. We froze and my heart was pounding. We crept forward and saw it, a creature 7 feet tall, covered in thick fur with glowing red eyes and long, sharp fangs. We were so scared we just turned and ran. We didn't stop running until we got back to the car. We never went back to those woods again. Chapter 8. The aliens took me, I think. This is the story I've been avoiding. It happened a few years ago. I was driving home late at night and felt really tired. I must have dozed off because I found myself in a deserted field with a weird humming sound in the air. I saw a disc-shaped object with pulsing lights hovering above me. I felt a weird pull, like I was being drawn towards it. I tried to move, but I couldn't. The next thing I remember, I was waking up in my car, back on the road. The sun was rising and I had no idea how I got there. I went back the next day and found weird burn marks on the ground. I know it sounds crazy, but I can't shake the feeling that something happened that night, something that I can't explain. Chapter 9. The Shadow People. They're still here. This isn't just one encounter, it's a series of creepy events in my house. Ever since we moved in, things have been off. It's an old house with a heavy, oppressive feeling. At first it was little things, like doors slamming shut or hearing whispers, but then it got worse. My little sister saw a dark figure like a shadow standing in her room. We thought she was having nightmares, but then my parents started seeing it too. They'd catch glimpses of it darting from room to room. One night, I woke up to a feeling like someone was standing over my bed. I opened my eyes and there it was, the shadow figure, tall and thin, with glowing red eyes staring at me. I was paralyzed with fear. I couldn't move, I couldn't scream. Are we really alone? So, there you have it. 9 of the most disturbing, unexplainable and downright terrifying inhuman encounters ever caught on camera. After hearing those stories, I'm definitely going to be sleeping with the lights on tonight, or maybe not sleeping at all. What do you think is really out there? Let me know in the comments below. If you're brave enough, I've got another video lined up with even more creepy encounters. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more spine-chilling content, and smash that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Stay spooky.